You said it. Good afternoon. First of all, good morning, good afternoon, good night, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I'm at CC's Kitchen, and today's live is a virtual interactive for healthy marriages. Healthy marriage, guys.
Romantic relationships.
No, tomorrow. Healthy marriage. Come on in, guys. Come on in. I hope this thing be good to me. It says one person is in the live. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the person that is in the live. Remember to thumbs up on your way in. Why this thing is not tracking? I don't understand why it's crazy. This thing better be good to me today. This weather. Mariah? It says two people are in the live. Welcome to the live. I'm waiting for my speaker to come in. She's here. Good morning, Miss Ice Love. Welcome, welcome. How are you?
Welcome. Good morning. I brought with me today my boo, my husband, Deacon Kenneth Love. Yes, he's here. Say hello.
How you doing?
She's here. Doing good. Good morning, Miss Ice Love. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah.
How are you?
Welcome. Good morning. I brought with me today my boo, my husband, Deacon Kenneth Love. Yes, he's here. Say hello.
How you doing?
She's here.
Because I can't hear her. I can't hear her at all. Welcome. Good morning. We got to turn that down. Because we can hear it. Today, my husband. I was trying to hear her.
How you doing?
All right. You know what?
Cut it off.
Yeah. Because I can't hear. Maybe turn the. Welcome. Good morning. Did I turn that down? Because we can hear it. Today, I picked it off. I was trying to hear her. And she's playing it over and over again. Who's out there?
Tia is here.
Can you hear me? Because I could barely hear you.
I can hear you. It's love. It's love.
Yes, I'm here.
Have to turn the noise in your background down.
Turn it off.
I'll turn it all down.
Like, echo when you can't hear me, and the other people will be able to hear us clearly.
Okay, okay. I
Yeah.
I can hear you, but you're going in and out.
Yes, because of the background, and you can't hear me clearly.
Oh, because of my background or your background?
No, your background.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because I have everything on mute here. I just only have this going because you have to hear me and I have to hear you.
Right, right, right. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, we turned down the because I tried to put a speaker on so that I can hear you even during the broadcast. I can hear you. Because I can hear you faintly sometimes. And so I was trying to do that, but the speaker picks up the broadcast, 3 seconds after. So we had to turn that down.
Okay. Okay, so you can go ahead. Welcome, welcome.
Okay, okay. Welcome.
Welcome to the
Welcome,
Love.
welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. How are you today? Say hello.
Hello.
And I'm so glad to see you all here. Who's out there today?
Ataya Francois. I don't the
Oh,
speaker here, but
hello. Hi, Sister Itaya Francois. How are you?
oh,
She makes an awesome blueberry peach pie. I'm just
wow.
saying. Thank you for coming out. All right, all right. Who else is out there?
Who else is out here? They won't announce themselves, but we welcome them anyway. We welcome
We
them.
welcome you all. Exactly. Exactly. Happy Sunday. Happy Grandparents' Day for all the grandparents out there. I'm so glad to see you all. And so today we are here and we're going to be talking about marriage tips. I don't know, those of you who saw the posts on Facebook and Instagram, I had put some questions out there, and I instructed you all to come with the answers to some of those questions as well as your own and place it in the chat. Okay, this is an interactive, virtual chat discussion. And so I need to hear from you. So I'm here today with my wonderful husband of 9 years,
Wow.
Deacon Ken of Love. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
God to bless your union. And I see
Amen,
you
amen.
so pretty in
So,
your purse. I love that color.
oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, this is this is we are royalty. And so we decided that we're going to dress in royal colors today. That's what that was. This is my earthly king, and I try to act like I'm his queen, for the most part.
Yeah.
That's right.
Make sure you
That's
behave.
right.
Don't act like
So today is gonna be we're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the responses and the questions and comments that are going to be coming forth as we talk about just healthy tips for a healthy marriage. And even if you're not married, but heading in that direction, there's some tips and everything. There's something in it just for you as well.
Amen.
Okay, and so I'm just so happy to be here. Thank you again, Miss Griffith, for allowing us to be on this platform, Aunt Cece's Kitchen.
Yes.
I'm so excited, and I just want to go ahead and get started. If there are, did anyone have place an answer to the questions that I had put out in the chat? I placed a couple of questions.
Ataya said
Okay.
there's love in the house. Yes, there.
Yes, there's love in the house. There's love in the house. That's right. That's right. Double love. Anyway, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So, but I put some questions out there. I'm looking forward to hearing your responses. And so, as you sign on or as you think of your responses, feel free to just hit me in the chat. Ms. Griffith will read out your responses and your questions, and Ken and I will answer them as best as we can. All right. All right. So we're going to, we know that in these days and times, it's been kind of rough, and we have been going through a lot. 2020 has really been a special year for not only us, but for everybody. It's come with its ups and its downs. And so I'd like to hear from you. How has 2020 and this pandemic, how has it either pushed your marriage forward, pushed it backwards, or turned it on its side and made it sideways? How has 2020, and particularly in this pandemic, how has it impacted on your marriage? I know that a lot of people are going through a lot of different things. And my husband and I, we also do, we are the co-coordinators of the couples ministry at our church. And so we have a lot of discussions and meetings with the couples and people who are already married and people who are engaged. And so we have been getting a lot of calls over this time, just asking questions about, different things to help strengthen, the union and everything. And so that, the responses to some of those questions and some of those comments, that's what we are bringing to share with you here today. Besides whatever you are sharing with us today. So we're all in this together, and we're here for each other, and God is in control of everything. And so we are very excited. So if you were here with me last week, we talked about healthy relationships, how to relate with others, period, in a healthy way. And there were some things that we discussed that are needed in any relationship, but particularly today, since we're talking about marriage, these things are vital in having a good marriage relationship. And so I want to talk about, first of all, the 3 C's that are needed in any relationship, but very, very much essential in a marriage relationship. And the 3 C's are communication, compromise, and commitment. Those are essential, very, very important. If you are missing any one of those 3 C's, your relationship has a big problem. Okay? And so it's very, very important that your relationship has those 3 C's, and you are aware of them and you utilize them all throughout your relationship. Now, I'm not going to be the only one talking, okay? I'm gonna start it out. I'm going to, do the background stuff, but yes, you will hear from my handsome boo. He has some things that he'd like to share, and also we want to hear from you all, okay? And so, but that's how we're going to proceed. So the 3 C's: communication, compromise, and commitment. Communication is so key. It's vital. If you are not able to communicate with your spouse, and they're not able to communicate with you, that is huge. That's a major problem. Their lack of communication leads to all kinds of things, particularly misunderstanding. Okay, a lot of times, 2 people disagree, couples argue, and because they don't disagree, and a lot of times the disagreement happens because there's a misunderstanding somewhere. So it's very important that you have communication, and communication is 2-way. It's not just one person speaking and the other one listening. It's both people speaking and both people taking time out to listen. Okay. Compromise simply means that you have to come to an agreement, on different things. Sometimes it's going to be it can't be one side. It can't be all her way or all his way all the time. It has to be you and your loved one have to be able to come to an agreement and come to an understanding and meet each other somewhere in the middle. Okay, so there's give and take. So that's compromise. And then the 3rd C is commitment. Commitment means that you are in the relationship, you are committed to the relationship, you want to be there for the long haul. You're not just there for the time being, or soon as things look like it gets a little rocky, you're ready to just jump ship and leave. Commitment means that you are rooted, you're grounded, and you're there side by side with that person through the ups and downs. So those are the 3 C's. You need those very much so. If you don't have that, you basically do not have a relationship, and that's not good. Okay. Some other things that are needed are in your communication with your compromise and your commitment. There's ways that you do that and you express that to your loved ones so that it's clearly understood. Both of you all are on the same page when it comes down to that. So when you are communicating with your loved one, your spouse, it's important to be respectful. I can't say that enough. Show respect, give respect, and you will receive respect. Okay, and respect is it's a simple word, but it's a very heavy word. It's a very heavy word. With respect, that means that you will allow your spouse, your loved one, to say what they have to say. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. Everyone's viewpoint, particularly in a relationship, is very important. And so you have to allow that person to say what they need to say, and respect the fact that they're sharing that with you, and that is the way they are seeing things, from their point of view. It may not be the same way that you're seeing it, but the mere fact that they are communicating to you how they are seeing it, and it may not be the same as yours, you know, you at least can better understand why they are taking certain actions or acting the same a certain way. Okay, so respect is key, and with respect comes admiration. Okay, this man here, not only am I crazy about him, but I admire him. I admire who he is, what he represents. I admire um, his personality, his qualities. I admire that, and because I admire it, I have no problem respecting it. I have no problem honoring him, and he does the same for me. Okay, so that's respect. In your communications, be honest. Be honest. Be honest. You can't really express how you really feel if you're not really willing to be honest with yourself, and hence honest with your loved one, your other half. Be honest. If you're having a problem, really, being honest with yourself, then take the time out to get that cleared up before you share it with with your other half. Okay, be honest, because with honesty, that fosters trust. Okay, the other person has to be able to believe that you're saying what you're saying for the reasons that you're saying it. And so honesty is very, very key. One of the things that stood out in my mind when I was courting this handsome man was he is so honest. My husband is brutally honest sometimes, but I love it because he has no problem letting you know what he thinks, what he feels, and why he's feeling it. And so it takes away the guesswork. I don't have to guess what's on his mind. I have to try to figure it out. What does he mean by that? He says what he means, and he means what he says. I love that about him. And he taught me how to simply do that. If you're not sure of how you feel, be honest and say that. Okay, right now I'm not really clear on how I'm feeling, but I'm feeling something. That's being honest. Okay, so honesty is key. I know I'm kind of running down these things quickly, but I want to get to questions and answers and things of that nature. And plus, this part is the review part. Another thing that is important in terms of having a relationship is, besides being honest, but you have to be honest with yourself. That's very important. When you are not able to be honest with yourself, it's very difficult for you to be honest with other people and for other people to be honest with you. And when you're not honest with yourself, it does show. It shows. Because then you start doing things like misrepresenting yourself. Oh, but you said this over here. But I see now you meant this over there. And when you misrepresent yourself, you come across as inconsistent and undependable or unreliable. And when you come across that way, it really messes up the trust. And trust is so needed in a relationship. You want to build trust with your partner, with your spouse. You want to be able to build trust, but you can't build trust if you're not being honest. And it's difficult for your other half to trust you if they see that you're inconsistent and unreliable. That thing with trust, you gotta feel like you can depend on that person and that person is going to be there and that person will be consistent in their actions as well as their words. Okay. So that's honesty, that's trust, um, being reliable, and dependable. That is very, very, very key. And so those things are very, very important in terms of just having a strong foundation of which to build your relationship on. Uh, so if you don't have, if any of those things are missing, then the foundation of your relationship is very, very unstable and will quickly fall apart. And in these days and times, you really need to have a strong foundation for your relationship, okay, so that you can continue to build on it. All right, all right. So, one of the questions that I had put out earlier when I sent out the flyer was, do you find yourself getting bored with your spouse? Do you find yourself getting bored with your spouse? And these days where we had to shelter in place and social distance and stay home, we were home with our family members, our loved ones, and so we got the opportunity to spend extra time with them. And so some of us spent way more time than what we're used to, okay? Because like before the pandemic, right? Before the pandemic, you know, you have to go out to work, the kids are out to school, then there's the after work activities that you do, meetings, club gatherings, and things of that nature, the running around, taking care of chores and things like food shopping and going to dry cleaners and laundry and all of that. We're busy doing all of those kind of things, but you know, now we don't. Our activities are somewhat restricted, so we're not able to do all of that separately like we used to. Work used to take up a large part of our day, and so by the time you got through your day and everything that you had to do for the day, you might spend maybe an hour or two with your spouse, and then it's time to go to bed, go to sleep, and wake up tomorrow and start the whole process all over again. Thanks, Boo. And so, you know, you're used to spending maybe an hour or two, maybe, with your spouse, with the rest of your family. You know, that was all before the pandemic. Now, with the social distancing and everything that's still in place, we're spending a lot more time together as a family, even a lot more time than you're used to with your spouse. And so some people, that was a good thing. For some people, that wasn't a good thing. They weren't used to spending hours upon hours with their loved ones. So I'd like to hear from you. Some people, they literally got bored with their spouse, you know, especially when we were sheltered in place. You're there, you have to look at your spouse and see your spouse all day and then all night. We didn't have those escape hours where we're outside the home working and running around and doing all those things. And so some people really got bored with seeing their spouse simply because they were not used to spending as much time with their spouse. Did any of you experienced that? If so, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. I know Kenneth and I, we had gotten some calls about, people asking, okay, I don't know what to do with my wife. She wants to talk all day, and I'm not used to talking all day to her. I love her, but this let's talk thing, I'm not used to that. So I need to know what I can do. Or the wife may call and say, well, I'm used to my husband leaving out for work because he works nights, and now he's home at night with me, and because he's home, I can't do all of the things the activities that I do for myself because he's there now, and I have to interact with him, and I'm not used to that. So have any of you had any of those situations? What did you do? Were you able to remedy that? How was it for you? Put it in the chat. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. Well, Ken, did you get bored with your spouse?
No. At the beginning, when you meet your other half, and you ask the Lord to send you someone that you can deal with, as far as I didn't want no one that smoked cigarettes and can smell the tobacco, and it had to be with the Lord in the Bible, in the churches, in the church homes. I didn't want someone that I know that running the opposite way of me. So when he sent me her, it became easier. So if you can't communicate, like at her topic, she got communication. That plays an important role to any relationship, marriage or not marriage, because without the communication, then you only got a writer, and that I didn't want a writer. I wanted a wife. And those that for the ladies, sometimes you might have to up your game and know yourself and be yourself, not be what you think he wants you to be, because then that will only be temporary. Because if you don't have to get to know you, just like you have to get to know him, he has to know where you're coming from, just like you have to know where he's coming from at all times. Because in the relationship, the communication plays a very deep role. You don't want to go to bed arguing with your other spouse and get up the next day into the same argument. Then that's not communication. Communication is settling before you go to bed, just like the Lord gave you to get up the next day to a new day, not the same day. You're not going backwards, you're moving forward. So the Lord is very important. The only one can still be in your relationship is the Lord.
The third party.
The third party. A friend can only hear you, so he only hear one side of you, and one-sided argument. He's not hearing the other side, so of course your friend gonna take your side, and you could be dead wrong. So that's why it's up to the two to settle that argument or whatever you dispute, because it's all right to have a disagreement. We may not be on the same page, but it's how you get to that disagreement and say, well, okay, we're going to try it this way, or we might try it your way and see how things work. And if things don't work, we try it mine, instead of getting mad at each other. No, my way, because it's not a mine situation.
When you're in a relationship, that's right.
It's
a we situation. Yes. That's absolutely right. Thank you, Boo.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he wasn't bored with me. I'm glad to hear that. And I wasn't bored with him during those times when we had to shelter in place. It was like he said, it was easy for us because we do a lot of things together.
Especially talking.
Yes, we do a lot of talking.
We go back talking on the phone for like 6 hours, and I can hear her snoring on the other side, you know. and still today,
when we were
when
dating,
you can talk, that's when we was dating. And now 9 years gone by, and you still can have that communication. That's a great thing.
Yes.
Because that was more important, to have another person talking with you.
Right.
You know.
And he's a talker like me. Okay. And so yeah, we talk about everything. We really enjoy each other's company. He really is my best friend in the whole world. And even when we were dating, we made sure that we got to know each other, and we had a lot of things in common, even when we were dating. And we keep having things in common as we continue to learn more about each other and get closer to each other. Every day we have something to talk about. Every day we thank God that he gives us another day. And with that day and all of his blessings, we get a chance to experience those blessings together. And so we take that really, really seriously, because the truth be told, tomorrow's not promised to anyone. But I'm so glad that God gave me today and gave me this young man as a gift. And so we cherish each day. And so we find things to do and find things to talk about. And, we're very much into, well, what's going on with you? Well, how was your day? Or what's going on? And, that makes I don't know, it makes the time go by fast, or I don't know, but we have a lot of fun together. And so, we don't get bored with each other. We do a lot of things together. Not only is he my husband, he's a ministry partner of mine. We're both deacons. He's a business partner of mine, with Dunamis Divine Services. We just we cook together. We do a lot of things together, and we really enjoy being in each other's company. So no, when we had to shelter in place, that just gave us, the opportunity to do the separate things that we do. We just do it together now, or we do it in each other's presence, and so that's how we dealt with that whole thing of how do you keep from getting bored with your spouse.
Take the simple things, the things that you can't know, like we can't do because of the academic, but you can walk with your spouse, and go outside, change the atmosphere, your surroundings, by walking and talking, and grabbing a bite, even if it's a walkout bite, and you biting and you eating, and you did something with her.
Right.
And it's the little things that you do.
Yeah, the little things mean so much. It's not always just the big things and the gifts and the big events. It's the simple little events as well. Like, he and I, we like to go for, we call it our Sunday stroll, where we just go outside, walk. We might go to the store. We might go to the park. We might go get a bite to eat. Just something simple where we just go outside together. And we walk, laugh, and talk, the whole time. It doesn't cost a lot of money. you're still staying within the social distance rules and regulations and all that
Right.
kind of stuff. And we get to spend time together. Said, we also like doing new things together. When I had to, when we had to, like, learn how to do Zoom meetings and things of that nature, we did it together so that we both can learn and make mistakes and laugh and learn together. So we did that. So that's a suggestion that you can do is, learn a new skill together or take up a new hobby together. Um, um, we like to travel as well. We can't travel as much now, but we soon as things let up, we'll want to travel. But okay, what's in the chat, Miss Griffith? Any comments in the chat?
Daniel Caesar says, wonderful partnership. Taya, give you a clap of hands. Let me see
Oh,
who else.
thank you, Miss Danielle
Paulette,
Stevens.
Paulette Ritton said, this is good.
All right. Hey,
She said,
how are you? Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, that
All right.
is really wonderful and what you guys are doing. I
Thank you so
congratulate you
much.
guys.
Thank you. And thanks
I don't
for
want to be
tuning in
advertising
and
at
signing
all.
on. That's all right. All right. So, so that's how we dealt with that question. Another question I had put out there was, um, how has what was the impact of the pandemic on your marriage? Did it push it forward? Did it move it backwards? Or did it just turn it all upside down? Your comments, your responses to that question. What do you think?
Well, it pushes forward because it teaches you how to deal with hardship and the situation that you in. Even though when we both, and you was out there working, and I was out there doing the same thing. I still go for the food ministry for the from the church of Cornerstone Baptist, but come back in and you doing your online video chats. It still makes you stronger when you in the relationship for the right reasons. Because some of us, when at the beginning, even when they was boyfriends and girlfriends, um, had to ask themselves why is I'm here, and how far do I want to go in this relationship.
Yeah.
And that's and that ever since we built a relationship like that, causes us to keep trying to make things better, not because a lot of men, those and I love talking about that because I have a lot of friends and still think they single and they're not. But to keep your relationship going on, I tell them all the time, who do you have and what do you want in your relationship? Do you want to ride or die, or you want a woman that you want to respect for the rest of your life? Because it's simple. I used to have a friend and I used to say to him, because I never seen her until one year he brought her up. But every year that he came up here, he came by himself, grabbing on this one, that one, and the other. I'm like, hold up, we grew up together, but then you trying to steer my wife, thinking that she was my fiance at the time, thinking that this is how every man roll, and it's only you making a fool out of yourself. So what I'm saying for the men, you have to find out what you really want. You know, if your wild oats
Commitment.
ain't sold, then don't make no commitment. If you want a commitment, then your wild oats is sold. And that's keeping it real with every man. You know, in the same way goes for the woman. You know, because just like being hurt and being vulnerable, you know, sometimes you can be vulnerable. Before I met her, I was vulnerable in different relationships, man. I could have just said, forget about every woman and treat every woman like that woman treated me. But I picked the better road. The Lord didn't want me to do that. He wanted me. Plus, I was raised from my mother, and I wanted a woman, and I know what a woman is. I didn't want to be a player, you know.
Right.
I wanted a woman, and I said, and watch out what you pray for too, because I pray for a good woman, which I got, and I know I had girls, and I prayed for I had no boys. So the Lord, here's where the Lord came in with his jokes. He gave me 5 at one time. So I've been blessed.
See, that's why.
I've been blessed. When he gives you 5 at one time, each one has a different role. Those that's into a relationship, married already, merged with their other half, that person has to get to know your kids.
Yes.
Individual.
That's true.
Because all their minds is not the same. Each got their own opinion. Each express themselves different. And these are the things that you have to prepare and ask the Lord to prepare you for.
Both Kenneth and I, we were married before. We had previous marriages where we got divorced. So, number one, there is life after divorce if you have to go through that. Number two, if you have God in your life, God can help you through all of your relationships, even those relationships that you experience hurt and pain from, where those relationships had to be dissolved. And, you know, God will heal you and help you come into your relationship whole. And that's what Kenneth was talking about. That you can come into a relationship whole as long as you have Christ in your life. And Christ does. He blesses. From our previous marriage, Kenneth had daughters. He had 2 daughters, and I had 5 sons. And so now with our union, we have 8 children altogether, because he has a stepdaughter as well. And all of that, you know, God worked it out so that we are one huge happy family. But yes, it's even in these days and times when hardship comes, you know, you can make it through. You work together, you pray together, and God will see you through whatever the situation is, even in a pandemic. Okay, God blesses even in a pandemic. And that's the wonderful thing about the kind of God that we serve. And so going back to the question about getting bored with your spouse, and then the next question was, okay, I'm excited because I'm with my boo. I can't remember.
Before she goes to another, I just want to say, this is for the ladies, that don't sell yourself short. Don't be stuck in a relationship. And if you're married or you're not married, but you're in a relationship, that's to say you into a relationship.
Right. If it's not working,
if it's not working, and every time, if you meeting him, even when you go out, this is for the beginning. When you go out and you're in a restaurant, he says, "Excuse me." When the phone ring, you pick his phone up and go to the bathroom. Check yourself in that relationship.
That's red flag. Red flag.
Those are signs that the Lord letting you know. You know, every time he goes, his phone ring, he pick up, excuse me, and he picks up his phone. Or when you're in a relationship and you got his phone and he has a code on it, you ain't gotta be up all night trying to figure out the code. It should be natural. My wife know my code, I know hers. She know I have women friends. This is this as well as she has male friends. This is not a relationship stop because I'm the man and I'm this and that. No, she has no reason not to trust me. If you want to answer it, answer it. And the same way. And I remember when I met her and she became my fiance, and those that I ran into that I had, the exes, I introduced her to them so they know this is my wife. This is going to be my wife. This is my fiance, whether they like it or not. That's how showing her and respecting her makes it easier to have that trust.
Right. Respect leads to trust. He's so right about that. And yeah, if you're in a relationship and you are not it's not working for you, you're not growing, you're not getting strengthened, and that goes both ways with the men as well as the women. If you're not growing together, you're finding it difficult more and more to even be around that person. It's not working for you. You need to really consider either trying to identify the problems and the issues and working it out, or see a counselor and try to work it out, or it might be time to go your separate ways. You have to know what time it is in your relationship, and so it's very important when you're dating. Kenneth, he's just talked about a couple of things that red flag. You know, it goes back to what we were stating earlier about that respect. Respect is key. If you don't respect yourself, it'll be very difficult for anyone else to respect you. If you allow certain things to occur that you find offensive and you don't say anything, then yeah, that person is going to think it's okay and they're going to continue on doing those things, not really understanding that it's offending you. So you have to speak up. That communication, that commitment even to the relationship. I read on Instagram today, someone posted that they want to love for life, not love for fun. Some people, yeah, they get into relationships and they love for fun only, but a real relationship will be able to survive even when there's not fun times happening, the good and the bad. So, thank you to that person that posted that on Instagram. Love for life, not love for fun. Because life, has fun and not so fun moments in it. So if you're only loving for fun, when the not so fun things happen, I guess you're not, either you're not loving or you're not in love or you don't have a relationship at that time. So it's very important. And I had remembered the question. Oh, what was the impact of the pandemic on your relationship? So Kenneth had spoke about certain things that we did that helped us so that, you know, regardless of ups or downs in our relationship or in the life situation, our relationship was strong enough where we could just continue on moving forward. So even in these not so fun times that we are living through, the pandemic has pushed our relationship forward. But we can see how, and we know of people who their relationship has been pushed backwards. And we also know of people whose relationship has been totally turned upside down, where they don't even know if they're coming or going. But again, when you are entering into a relationship with someone, it's important to have that foundation. That foundation got to be firm, and that foundation is built and built firmly on things such as communication, commitment, compromise, trust. Okay, those things are key in building a firm foundation for your relationship. That way, when you have those things in place, your foundation is firm. So whatever comes to rock your boat, so to speak, the boat will just rock, but it will, you know, stabilize, and that boat can move forward in a stable fashion because your foundation is so firm. So, any comments? Any comments? Any questions? I know somebody got questions out there. No, you are.
Any questions, comments for the speaker? I know there's some married folks out there.
Yes.
Yes.
And even if you're not married already, I know there's some people out there thinking about getting married. They're in the throes of it. It's on their mind, or they'd like to be married one day. Any questions?
Any questions?
Let me just throw this out, and because you might have kids.
Drop it in the chat. Put it in the.
Okay.
Yeah, you might have kids, and then you've been told from the one that you don't get along with anymore, or he dropped the ball on you, that you're not gonna find anyone else. That is 100% not true. The Lord has you from the time you was born into the time you're at right now, because a woman that have kids doesn't mean that I came looking for my wife. To make a long story short, leaving my church, running into her church, finding her, and I was being detoured by different women. Other people was throwing themselves into the ring, and I'm saying I'm not here for her. I'm here for the wife that I'm looking, the lady I'm looking for. I'm not here for you. And they would say, I only got one kid. One might say, I don't have no kids. The other one might tell me she got 5 kids. I said, well, that's who the Lord sent me for. It was for that one. And they had a little misunderstanding with me about her, but that was my choice and the Lord's choice to find out. And I was coming there persistently every week to find her, because I had to leave my church, because I'm making my church and trying to catch what time she's going to her church. And we used to miss each other at times. So I had to stay there until I finally caught up with her. So if I was that determined, someone out there, another man is out there determined just as well as me for any woman, if he wants the right woman, a wife for him, they out there.
Well, thank you. And he was kind of determined. I would say to you ladies, uh, there just be who you are and who God called you to be. Because yes, like Kenneth said, there's someone out there for everybody. God knows. God knows all about it. He knows who you are better than you do. When he was fashioning you in your mother's womb, even before that, God knew who he wanted you to be. He called you into existence his way. And so, yes, be true to yourself. Find out who God called you to be, who you are in him. That's what I would say to men and women, but particularly to the women. And then be true to that. Because, yes, the word of God lets us know, ladies, that we are the key to favor with God. Scripture says, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtains favor with the Lord. So when a brother is looking for a wife, he's looking for two things. He's looking for a good thing and he's looking to receive favor with God. And so, ladies, you need to understand just how valuable you are. Just how valuable you are. God considers you so precious that when he presents you to your future husband or to your husband, he blesses that man with two things: a good thing and favor with him. So understanding just how precious and valuable you are, don't settle for any junk. Don't settle for any less. You receive the man or the gift of a husband that God has for you. Don't settle for any less. Don't settle for any less. So, but going back to the question in terms of what was the impact of these days and times on our relationship, it just serves to make us stronger, draw both of us closer to God individually and together. And I thank God for that. Another question I threw out there was, do you think, and these particularly in this this season, should people continue to marry? Why or why not? Should people be trying to get married at this time in light of the social distancing and social unrest and political unrest, pandemic, all of these things going on? Do you think people should still try to marry or consider marriage? Put it in the chat. Any comments?
Okay,
Any
Miss Love.
questions? Yes.
Miss Love.
Yes.
Miss Love.
Yes. Are there any comments?
Miss Love.
Any questions? Yes. Can you hear me?
Miss Love.
Yes, I hear you calling me. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. You navigate blending your family. How?
Okay.
Yes. How did you navigate blending your family?
I can hear you.
You hear that?
How did you not get what?
How did you navigate blending your families?
Oh, oh, how did we blend our families? Okay, okay. They want to know how
Oh,
did
how
we
did,
blend?
yeah. First to get to know her, and secondly, I wanted to know the boys. So, like I said, we went out, had dinner, and that was like to meet them. But then you take each one individual to get to know them, not just. And they know children's is not stupid. Before I came along, she didn't have the Kool-Aid smile she has now. She was stuck with a frown. And the kids know, and they wonder why, mommy, that you're laughing today. You're smiling today. And that made them more curious, seeing the person that she's talking to. They wanted some to get to know that person too. So, and then they start smiling and laughing and going and carrying on. And each one had a different personality that, some liked the basketball, and the other liked to do this. So
Skateboarding.
take them out and take the youngest on a scooter and teach them how to use the scooter. They made me young again. I had my sneakers hanging up, tied up to the headboard, and they said, take them sneakers down. I'm gonna run you around. I'm gonna run you around today. So we taught each other, and by playing and getting into their world is how you make that connection.
I did the same thing. Kenneth, he took the time out to, as while we were dating, he didn't only want to get to know just me and what I was about and what I liked and all that. He also took the time out to study and get to know my children, all 5 boys. And as he got to know each of them, he was able to, they got to know him, and everyone was able to get along. I took the time out also to spend time with his daughters.
Right.
And we would, hang out together. We would talk. They got to know me. I got to know them. And so his daughters, they were concerned. They wanted to know, okay, who's this that dad is running around with? Is she going? Is what is she here for, really? And even though their moms are very much in their lives, they uh, uh, they refer to me as the other mom. We were able to get to know each other, and I was able to let them know, look, I'm not trying to take your dad away from you. I'm just trying to add to you and your dad's life. And Kenneth did the same thing with my children.
And teaching them the things that I grew up with. Like I used to get little racing car sets, and that's something that I knew they never experienced in that. So I took them to this place called Buzzarama on Church Avenue, and once we went there, it's like blew their mind. Then they racing real big slot cars by remote control, and that was fun. So having fun and teaching them at the same time, you got to find skills that they can do with you, and they can have fun at the same time.
Yeah, that's we also do and did, even back then while we were dating. We did family group activities. So for example, we would go and we would go out and play laser tag and take everybody, all of the kids, the grown kids, the little ones, even with their grandkids. We had events where we went out together and we got to know each other together like that. So we love playing laser tag, and we would show up 9 people deep. We even go away on family vacations together. We go up to the Poconos, and we would bring the sons and the daughters, and everybody is there, and we would have fun together. We would just do things together. We'd go swimming, and we'd go out to eat, go out to dinner. We'll do it together, and that way we all got to know each other together, as well as individually. So that made it a lot easier when and we did some of that while we were dating, but and then when we announced that we were going to get married, Kenneth, he talked to my sons first before he even asked me to, before we got engaged. He had a discussion with my sons, and my sons were younger than his daughters. His daughters were grown, had their own families and everything, but he had a discussion with my sons, and my sons knew what he was going to ask me and all of that. They knew it. He had asked their permission first. And then he asked me for my hand in marriage. And when he first asked me, I told him, I said, well, I have to, just check with some people about it first. And I wanted to say yes, but I wanted to first, talk it over with my sons. And I remember speaking with my sons and not knowing that they knew the whole situation even before I did. And I'm there and I'm talking to them, and I wanted them to understand that, their father is in their life the way he wants to be. And when I marry Kenneth, they will have an additional father in their lives. And I wanted to know, what did they think about that, and if they were okay with that and things of that nature. And I remember my son saying to me, well, Mom, if you don't marry him, then we're going to come after you, because that means that there's something definitely wrong with you, and they let me know that they were very, very excited about having Kenneth be their stepdad. And that made a difference to me. I was quite relieved, to say the least. But they then explained to me that Kenneth had talked to them first. And I thought that was really awesome. And that goes to show the respect, the level of respect, the honesty, going and making your goals clear. Not only me, but he went as far as to do that also with the children, so that they would know where they stand, what's going on, where is this all going. So there was no confusion. So by the time we announced that we were going to get married, everybody was on the same page. Everybody was on the same page. When I got a chance to speak with my daughters, and they let me know that they were, they were on board. And in fact, when we had the wedding, all of the kids were in the wedding. All of them, two sat out, but they were given the opportunity that if they wanted to be in the wedding, they could. And they those two that sat out just decided, well, I don't want to, go through the whole wedding party thing and all of that. I just want to be able to enjoy and have fun and eat and celebrate and all of that. So we allowed them that. But the other 7 children were involved. They were in the wedding party, as a matter of fact. So that's how we blended the family together. It just was a matter of getting to know each other and taking the time out to understand that when I was dating Kenneth, it wasn't just him that I was in relationship with. It was him and his daughters and his family. And the same thing with me. When he was dating me, it wasn't just me that he had to interact with. It was me and, my small tribe. So coming into the relationship and in that way made it a whole lot easier to just put the family together, and we became a larger family together. And we're still like that. We're still like that. So yeah, that's how we were able to blend the families. Are there any other questions? Comments? Okay. Yeah.
What will you say highlights the highlight of your union?
What are the highlights of our union?
Having as from the beginning.
Nice question.
When you're getting to know the kids, if you're a cook, we used to come from church, make sure that everybody was church going, and we would come back from church. I would cook, we have dinner, and we call it eating at the round table.
Yes.
That is very important. You get to know them quicker. The stuff that you didn't know, you would start knowing, because then they would start saying when they relax around a hot meal.
Yes.
The stories that you do.
Yeah.
The stories that they would tell.
Sunday dinners. Yeah.
Sunday dinners made us all grow together. You got to know that to help the ones that had the story or did something they shouldn't have did, but the kids know and you don't know, but you'll know that Sunday when it comes to that Sunday meal.
Yeah, Sunday dinner at the table. That's one of the highlights. Whenever that's when the kids were smaller. Now they're all grown and everything, but we still get together, and sometimes we'll go out and have dinner. Right. And the same thing happens. We sit down at the table, we're eating and enjoying each other's company, and then all of a sudden confessions will come out, or the news would come out. Well, Ma, remember when I came in after midnight and I told you I was I was at a party? Well, I really wasn't at the party. I was, with my friend at my friend's house, and I asked my brother to cover for me, and and he did that. So you thought I came in at midnight, but I really came in later than that, or something like that, And we would hear the confessions and you know, the moments of truth, the little things, you know, that would come out, and we enjoy that because it's hilarious. Some of the things that, you know, would come out at the table, the secrets, and, you know, sometimes one son would pick that moment to rat out the other son, you know, and vice versa, you know, that kind of thing. And then at the table, everybody's at the table, so we all are now hearing the truth. So yeah, Sunday dinners, and those meals together. Yeah, that's one of the highlights. Another highlight for me is family vacation.
Yeah.
Every year, we usually go in the summer, where, well, we go several times during the year on vacation, but the summer family vacation is when we are out somewhere, you know, for an entire week, and we have all of the kids with us, and we just, you know, let our hair down, relax, just have fun. We like to go to places that have, you know, different attractions,
Right.
amusement parks, you know, and so we've been all up and down the East Coast. We've been to almost every amusement park that there is up and down the East Coast. And I'm talking about, you know, from Florida all the way up to upstate. We've gone. And we really have a great time. We just, you know, we all get out there at those amusement parks and just be a kid again. My favorite family vacation so far, well, I can't even say it's my favorite now because I got a couple of them. But one of my favorites was when we went to Disney. We surprised all of the boys, and we didn't even tell them where they were going. We had it was the first time that we had taken them on. The boys went on the airplane also. We had take you know, brought them to the airport. They knew they were getting on the plane and it was their first time, but they didn't know where they were going. And we get on the plane, we ride roughly 2 hours, and we get off. They knew that they were in Florida. They knew that they were in Orlando, but they didn't know where or why we picked that particular spot. So we went to you know, the villa. It was really, really nice, and it was beautiful, and, you know, had a nice pool, and, you know, had some nice food and everything there. And so they were enjoying that. They were enjoying that, you know, but they didn't know why we were really there. So the villa that we were at had a shuttle that will take you from there to Disney. But we didn't ride the shuttle because the shuttle would have gave it away like right away, like they would have. You know, we got in a van and rode the van to Disney, and the road that the van took, there was a big sign that said, "Welcome to Disney," and the boys were in the van with us, and they saw that sign, and they were like, before they saw the sign, they were like, "Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? What are we doing today? Where are we going?" We got them up early in the morning because we wanted to get there when the park first opens, and we took them, you know, and we went. The first day we went to was it Epcot Center or Magic Kingdom? I think it was Magic Kingdom we went to. And when they saw Welcome to Disney, they started screaming, "We going to Disney? We going to Disney? Ah, we going to Disney!" And so we we told them, "Yes, you're going to Disney." They were so excited. And then when we got out of the van and we went into Magic Kingdom and they saw that castle, they all lost it. All of them. The younger ones, the older ones lost it, completely lost their mind. And we were out there at Disney for a whole week, and we went to all of the different parks. Epcot Center, the Magic Kingdom, all of the Disney parks, went there. And we even went to this place called the Holy Land as well. And the kids, and we went every day. We went to a different park, and we were there from the time it opened till the time it closed. So when we came back from that vacation, everybody was exhausted. Everybody. They needed a couple of days to vacate from being on vacation. That's how it was. So to answer the question, one of my favorite highlights is every year we go somewhere on family vacation, and we still try to surprise them and just have a good time. About 2 years ago, we went to this place called Massanutten, Virginia. It's in the mountains. And we went out there. This was our second time going out there. We liked it so much. They have an indoor water park in there, and it's huge. And so we went there for that, and we enjoyed that for the second time. But then we also went on a family safari. They had a safari out there, and it was a drive-through safari. So we were we had rented a van, and we were in the van, and we were riding through this safari, and the animals, they come up to the car, to the van, and you could feed them, and we had pellets and everything to feed the different animals. And just being that up close and personal with some of the animals, that was an experience. That was an experience, and that we'll never forget. We had our window down. The boys had their windows down, and the animals were all tamed and everything. But a bison, big bison, came up to our car, our van, stuck his head in the window, all the way into the window, and looked around. We all were terrified. We were terrified. The boys were sitting in the back of the van. When they saw that bison, they jumped out from the back seats of the van into the trunk area of the van, and they were back there. And Kenneth and I were out front, and Kenneth, he's driving, right? But he slowed down, and stood there long enough for the animals to come up to the car. When he saw that bison stick his head in the window of the seat behind him, he was ready to put his foot on the gas and take off. But I was scared, and I was like, no, he's not going to harm us. He's not going to harm us. I was afraid if Kenneth were to smash the gas, that the head may not have come off of the bison, but that would make the bison, mad, and the bison will turn over the van. So, but Kenneth, he didn't pull off, and everything. But we, the bison just looked around at us and then pulled his head out, of the window, and went on about his life like, I just wanted to say hello, why are you scared? And we laugh about that to this day. But yeah, family vacation, I look forward to that every year. The summer one, well, any family vacation. We like to, in the wintertime, we like to go snow tubing out in the Poconos, and that is hilarious. Okay, but yeah, that's some of the highlights that we share. We still do it, we still do it. Any more questions?
Any more questions or comments? No comments, guys. No questions.
Any
Daniel
comments?
said that's awesome. Daniel said
Thanks,
that's
Danielle.
awesome. Children see and they know. Italia said beautiful. And Daniel
Thank
said,
you.
what a surprise.
All right.
Yes, it's really beautiful.
Oh, that's a little surprise.
And romantic. For you
Well,
both.
thank you so much. Thank you all for your comments and your questions.
Any more comments and questions before we close out the live? Any more comments, questions, suggestions?
Suggestions, and we enjoyed coming out here and just sharing with you just some tips on strengthening your relationship, your marriage. But you can feel free to reach out to us. As we're at Dunamis Sound Mind Services, and we do relationship counseling and relationship coaching. And so, yeah, you can reach out to us. You can call us at on the phone at 718-576-8110. You can email us at dunamissoundmind@gmail.com. We have a website, dunamissoundmind.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram, and you can catch us. We're right here at CC on CC's Kitchen. We're right here. Even though you may not see Kenneth every Sunday, I'm on here every Sunday to talk with you about mental health and different things to do with mental health and scripture. I just think that On Cece's Kitchen is a wonderful platform that Miss Griffith works so hard to provide and keep open so that we all can get informed, we all can share, we all can learn from each other, and express different things that's on our minds. I just thank God for Miss Griffith for providing this wonderful platform. Amen. So that all of you all can, come on and see the videos and things of that nature. She invited me to come on, and I never did anything like this before in life, and I'm so glad that she invited me. I really enjoy it. It keeps me on my toes, and today I get to do it with my boo and everything, and I think you did an awesome job. Yes. So, but yeah, we're going to be talking again tomorrow, where we're going to be talking about we have a series going on, healthy relations, every Monday at 10 a.m. Tomorrow we'll be talking about the romantic relationship,
Uh-oh.
Yes. Yes.
I
So,
see this theme.
yes. That's right. So we're going to be on again. Well, I'll be on again tomorrow, definitely. But so you all can feel free to tune in again tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming out today.
Yes.
And continue to come out on Sundays. We're here on Sundays at 1 p.m. This is part of the Sunday School, The Mind of Christ, where we talk about mental health and relevant topics and how scripture relates to those relevant topics as well. I also want to wish a very happy Grandparents' Day to all of the grandparents that are out there. Are there any other grandparents out there? We're proud grandparents. Are there any other grandparents out there? Let us know if you're out there in the chat. Happy Grandparents' Day to you. And thank you again, Ms. Griffith, for all of your hard work and just making sure that Aunt Cece's Kitchen happens every single week.
Amen.
Thank you.
Yes. And thanks for having me.
Yes, yes. Thank you for coming out, Boo. And thank all of you for signing in and tuning on. And for all of your questions and your comments. And, let's just keep the conversation going. Let us know, like the video, and, continue to reach out and let Ms. Griffith know if you like what you see and if you want more of this. Reach out to me and let me know so I can continue to bring it. But thank you so, so much.
Yes.
Ms. Griffith, I know you have some announcements. You want to share?
Yes. I want to say thank you to the audience for being here, and most of all, I want to thank Miss Love and her husband for being a part of this healthy marriage presentation. We need the audience wants to see Mr. Love more often.
Uh-oh.
Wants to see him on the panel more often.
All right now.
Thank you.
Yes, they want to see your husband more often on the panel.
Okay.
If he will come back tomorrow, that would be greatly appreciated.
Okay.
Did you hear me?
Well, in the morning, he has some running around to do. But we can work it out. We can work it out to get him on more often. Yes. Yeah. That's 10 a.m.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, on Mondays it's 10 a.m.
All right.
Maybe
Tomorrow, Tuesday, Thursday.
Oh, okay. All right. So you gonna be here? You say you're gonna be here tomorrow. Okay. So I'm excited.
Did you hear me, Miss Love?
Yes.
Excellent job.
Kenneth said he'll be here tomorrow.
Miss Love?
He'll be here tomorrow morning. Yes. He
Miss
has
Love?
some things that he does on Mondays, but he rearranged his schedule so he'll be able to be here tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow.
Yes,
Tell your friends.
Yes. So we're looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead and end the live because it's cutting in and out. It's not
Okay.
giving us a
Okay.
daytime
Great. All right. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Those that can make it, and have a blessed week, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you so much again,
Yes.
and God bless all of you.
Thanks for having me.
Happy Sunday to you, Miss Love and Mr. Love. Keep on loving
All right.
each other.
Thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
God bless.
Have a great Sunday. God bless everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the morning.
Yes.
Romantic relationship discussion. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.